So if you want to be within proximity to Greenville, South Carolina, but you don't want to be within the hustle and bustle of the city, and let's say you want to spend your evenings looking at the mountains or on the mountain itself, or if you want to be lakefront on Lake Keowee, then Pickens, South Carolina is a place that you should seriously consider moving to. So in this video, we're going to talk about all the things that you need to know about Pickens, South Carolina, and if it's a place that you should consider relocating to. As always, my friends, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate here in the upstate of South Carolina. And it's our goal with this channel that we are your #1 resource for all the things that you need to know about the upstate of South Carolina and possibly everything that you need to know about your relocation to it. And if you like this information and if you find it valuable, do me a favor, like the video and leave us a comment in the comments. We would love to interact with you in the comments, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel so that you can follow along with all of the future videos that we're going to be putting out once per week. So Pickens, South Carolina is nestled in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, just northwest of Greenville. So it's about 45 minutes from downtown Greenville. Pickens is really its own town. There's a vibrant community there, and there's about 5,000 to 6,000 people that live there in the city. In the county, however, there's about 135,000 people that live in Pickens County. And Pickens County is one of the largest counties in the entire state of South Carolina. It goes from Easley, South Carolina, which is just south of downtown Pickens, and goes all the way up to the North Carolina line. So you can imagine it covers a lot of acreage. So what the heck is there to do in Pickens, South Carolina? Well, first off, there's Table Rock State Park. So if you like to get outside and if you like to take your kids on hikes and get them out into nature, Table Rock State Park is probably a place that you're going to frequent if you are to relocate to our area. Now, Table Rock has a number of different hiking trails of all skill levels. The ones that we like to take are Bernie's Mountain Doggone, is the loop that goes from the base of Table Rock and goes around the river, and it's like 1.5 miles. Pretty easy, nothing too strenuous. If my big burly bear can do it, you and your family can probably do it, no problem at all. Now, a more strenuous hike that they have is the Table Rock hike that takes you up to the peak of Table Rock Mountain. It's pretty strenuous. It'll probably take you 5 to 6 hours to complete, and I highly recommend doing it on a cool day, not when it's really hot outside. The second thing that you have to do if you live in Pickens is go to the flea market. Now, the Pickens Flea Market is a South Carolina staple. And even if you live elsewhere outside of Pickens, say Greenville or Travelers Rest or Easley, if you're in proximity to this flea market, you have to go check it out. They are open on Wednesdays, starting at 5 a.m. all the way until a little bit after lunchtime. So the third thing to do in Pickens is all of the water attractions that it has. Like I said earlier, part of Lake Keowee and part of Lake Jocassee are both in Pickens County. Lake Jocassee by far is one of the most beautiful lakes I've ever been on. You can go there to Devil's Fort State Park or bring your own boat and go to one of the public boat ramps and put your boat in and spend the day there. But if you go to Devil's Fort State Park, you can rent a kayak, you can rent a boat, and you can spend the day with your family that way. And of course, we've talked about Lake Keowee on our channel in the past. And like I just said, part of Lake Keowee is in Pickens County. So you do have Pickens residents that do live around the lake or either on the lake. So if you're one of those folks who's looking to move to Lake Keowee and you're looking on that northeast side of the lake, you're going to be in Pickens County, I would love to chat with you about what your relocation would look like to Lake Keowee and talk to you about what your relocation to Lake Keowee would look like and all of the amenities that Pickens has that we're not going to cover in this video, but we can talk about it on the phone. Also in Pickens, there's Twin Falls and there's Beach Bottom Falls. So these are smaller waterfalls that you can go and look at on the weekends if you want to get out with the family on a sunny spring or fall day. Those would be great places to take the family to. And then another thing to do in Pickens would be the Appalachian Folk Festival, which is every November at the amphitheater in Pickens. So there's a weekend full of music, full of food trucks, and different vendors from around the upstate and around the country that come in and celebrate the Appalachian heritage of the Blue Ridge Mountains here in the upstate of South Carolina. And last but certainly not least, the Doodle Trail. So we've talked about the Doodle Trail in our Easley video, and we've also talked about the Swamp Rabbit Trail in many of our videos covering Greenville. So the Doodle Trail is kind of like a little brother to the Swamp Rabbit Trail. The Doodle Trail spans from the Doodle Park in Easley into downtown Pickens. It's about 7.5 miles. It's an old rail trail, very similar to the Swamp Rabbit Trail. Great for biking, great for running, great for just walking on beautiful summer, spring, and fall days here in the upstate of South Carolina, and specifically Pickens. So last but not least, what about the real estate in Pickens? So whether you're a luxury buyer or whether you're a more simple buyer that's looking for something a little bit more remote and small, you can find a property in Pickens. So if you're looking for a small single-family home in the $200,000 to $300,000 range, you can find that in Pickens. If you're looking, like one of my buyers is currently, for a log cabin nestled in the mountains of Pickens, you can definitely find that here. And if you're looking for a waterfront property or a property that's nestled around Lake Keowee, you can obviously find that here too. So if you're specifically looking for a property on Lake Keowee, you can find an interior home, which means your lot is not up on the water. So it's back off the water. You might have a boat slip, but you don't have a dock in place. You can find that starting at about $600,000 to $700,000. Now, if you want to be in a community like the Reserve or the Cliffs, then you're going to start at that $1.5 million price point for a home. So if you're looking for a lot on Lake Keowee, looking to build your lake house or your forever home, if you're off the water, that'll probably start at $60,000 to $100,000. Now, if you're looking for a waterfront lot with relatively deep water, it's going to start probably around $400,000, $500,000, and depending on which community you're in, it can quickly get up over $2.5 million. So hopefully all of that information about Pickens was super helpful, and maybe if you didn't have Pickens on your radar to begin with, it might be on your radar now. There's a lot of good buzz around Pickens, a lot of growth, just because of everything that has been growing on the lake and kind of percolating over into downtown Pickens. So I think there's a lot of growth prospect there in Pickens if it's a place that you're considering. As always, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate here in the upstate of South Carolina. And if you're looking to move to Pickens, if you're looking to move to Greenville, or if you're looking to move to Lake Keowee, I would love to chat with you about your relocation. Do me a favor, give me a call at my cell phone number below, or shoot me an email at my email below. I would love to chat with you about what a relocation to our area would look like for you and possibly your family. Thank you so much. Well, this video is going to be about Greenville County, the upstate of South Carolina. Great thing to do and easily in the evening. I'm a local real estate expert here in the area. All time, we're right behind me is a really cool place called Freight Yard.